Good morning, St. Louis. Welcome back to Union Station. My name is Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy. It's 10 a.m. here in St. Louis. In that last hour, we had a couple of audio issues. When I tell you we are doing the absolute best we can, we're doing the best that we can. Last night was Nonprofit Night at the Armory. It was a wonderful time. I hope you were there. If you weren't, I know Elizabeth was there. It was a good time. Elizabeth, I'll bring your mic up here too so we can hear you.
My hands are slippery.
Which mic? Elizabeth, can you say something?
I can say whatever you'd like me to say.
There you are, mic
I
2.
can say Give STL Day, www.givestlday.org.
Perfect.
There we go.
Elizabeth, I just want to make a quick sort of comment here on our schedule today. We're doing 11 hours of live video. Last year, we went to the bullpen. We brought you in at the very end. This morning, we get Morning Elizabeth, which is equally great. We're so thankful that you're here. We're going to have a parade of friends coming in from the Community Foundation throughout the day to host. But I just wanted to say quickly before I hand things back to you, 1, thank you for being here. 2, again, to the audience, we're doing, when I tell you we're giving you everything we got, we're giving you absolutely everything that we got. To make this live stream happen, we sent out an interest form to all of the nonprofits that are participating. And this was the biggest response I've ever gotten in doing 33 giving days around the country. We had over 130 nonprofits say that they wanted to be part of this live stream today. And if you know anything about me, you know I'm going to do absolutely everything I possibly can to get as many of those people on. So I looked at that spreadsheet and said, how many groups can we possibly fit in before I keel over and die in St. Louis on Thursday, May 9th? So we are going to be here all morning, all afternoon, and all night because I know how special all of these stories are. And I know that my gift and my role here is to bring these stories to you by pressing some wacky buttons on this machine here. I am extremely tired. I got to host trivia last night. That would have been enough for me. I could barely fall asleep last night, and then the alarm went off at 4:30 this morning, Elizabeth. But we are here because there are some incredibly special guests coming in all day long. And all I'm doing now is stopping you from hearing from them. Yep. But I just wanted to really acknowledge we are literally doing the physical most amount that we possibly can today. And if something goes wrong here or there, your forgiveness is appreciated because I think you can tell I'm giving you everything I got, Elizabeth. With that, I'm going to send it back over to you.
Well, and just as my brief introduction to the 10 o'clock hour, my name is Elizabeth George. I'm the Director of Community Investment at the St. Louis Community Foundation. And Chris comes in and does such an incredible job of getting to know our nonprofits in this community in a really short period. I have the joy of working with these folks every day. I get to see the good that our nonprofits do for our community, and I know how horrible this world would be if we didn't have the loving and giving folks that make up the nonprofit fabric of St. Louis and of throughout our country and throughout our world. But it is really a joy for me. And you know, when we think about who is out there, who we can work with, we think about who our most vulnerable folks are, and we have vulnerable children, we have vulnerable women, we've talked to veterans organizations today, and we have talked to arts organizations. But to hear from someone like Safe Connection, to hear from these women that are doing this work with women who have nowhere else to turn is really impactful. What you do is really, really important. So I'm excited to have Brittany, the Development Marketing Manager, and Cynthia, the Chief Executive Officer, who I still think of as the new Chief Executive Officer, but you've been there, what, 3 or 4 or 5 years now?
I've been there 5 years, but only as the CEO for about 2.5.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, that makes me feel a little better. I'm getting old, but not that old. Okay.
Right.
So please tell us about the incredible work that you do to help women who are living with abuse find a new work.
So we actually work with everyone, male, female, everyone. You simply have to be human to receive services from Safe Connections. So we've been around since 1976, and simply put, we work to prevent and end domestic and sexual violence. We do that through our core programs, which is our crisis helpline, which kicked it all off. And so with crisis intervention, and we have individual and group therapy, which encompasses our support groups, prevention education, and community education. Yeah.
That's great. And, I know you said that you work with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about some of the special programming that I know that you do with men as well.
Yeah, so I'm really excited because our support services team has created a variety of support groups that go through the end of the year. And I'm really happy to say that we have our first men's support group because, women are really open to therapy and are willing to admit what happened to them and move past that or get therapy and, to reclaim their lives, but men are not as open to that. And so the men's group is really pivotal to helping men see that it wasn't their fault. This is something that happened to them, and they can get through this and reclaim their lives.
And your crisis line is really critical to both immediate crisis intervention and long-term support. Can you talk a little bit about how many calls you get a year, I know there's no typical call, but maybe
Right.
an example of a call that is coming in.
So calls or text, because you can call or text the same number and receive the same resources. So calls to or text to our crisis helpline are around 4,000 a year. And that can be from individuals, like you mentioned, who need immediate crisis intervention, whether that's safety planning or getting to a safe space, to a loved one or, a family member or friend who think their loved one is in a domestic violence situation or they've been sexually assaulted and they need some advice on how to help them. And so they kind of range from there, from one extreme to the other. But we serve about a little over 4,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
It is.
So tell us about Safe Connections and Give STL Day. What are you hoping for today? What will donations to Safe Connections go for?
So donations to Safe Connections today allow us to continue to offer our services free of charge. We never want finances or budgets to be a barrier to someone receiving services. So all of our services are free of charge to those we serve. And the support from during Give STL Day allows us to continue to offer those services for free. Us participating, we've done this for over 5 years now. And so it helps to bring awareness of Safe Connections to the St. Louis community so we can help more survivors.
Isn't that great? So, and that's what it's about. We talk so much about the donations and the giving and the fundraising component of Give STL Day, but there's a real awareness component to this too, isn't there, Brittany?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and do you see a bump in calls or people asking for services after something like Give STL Day when the name is out there?
Yes,
I agree.
Definitely.
That was an enthusiastic yes.
It's like, so we need to get you out there more.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, that's what we're here for.
Yes.
So we want to say thank you so much for being here. I know it's a very busy day, so we really not just appreciate your time here, but Elizabeth, 365 days a year, these
Yes.
guys are putting in some
Yes.
really special work. So
There are no weekends from abuse. There
No.
are no holidays from abuse.
No.
And you are here every day. So we can't thank you enough for that really, really important work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
www.givestlday.org. We're at 1.24. Let's get to 1.5 before the top of the hour.
Give STL Day 2024 live. We're good, Elizabeth. We're having fun here. It is Thursday, May 9th, 1,243. Wow, that was good. $1,245,968 has been raised for 823 participating organizations, one of which is Revive Outreach. I'm going to throw it back over to you, Elizabeth.
Well, welcome back, everybody, and welcome to Dion Reed, who is the Vice President of Revive Outreach, Inc. You know, we've talked about vulnerable populations today, and one that we haven't spent much time talking about is our homeless or our unhoused folks, and that's what Revive is all about. So, Revive, can you tell Dion, can you tell us a little bit about what you all do, the kind of housing you provide?
For sure. So Revive Outreach, we provide housing to the unsheltered or at risk of being unsheltered. We provide affordable, safe housing in the St. Louis City, St. Louis County areas. And so these people have issues where they may need second chance housing because maybe their credit is not good, or maybe they have experienced homelessness and they're looking to get some safe, stable housing and be more self-sufficient.
So it's housing first.
Housing first.
And then are there other services that you all are providing?
Yes. So we also provide a career readiness program. So we also help people with their career training. We do mock interview training. We do resume building. We help them do job searches. And we also do some dress for success. So some of these homeless people may not have the appropriate attire they need to do their job interviews. So we also provide them with some professional clothing so that they can succeed, right?
Yeah.
And so how you dress is how you will be addressed. How you feel is how you will present yourself. So we want to make sure that they have all the resources they need when they go to these job interviews.
That makes perfectly good sense to me. I mean, look at you.
Yes.
You look ready to go and present
Yes.
that. I'm in a
Yes.
t-shirt.
That's okay.
Give STL Day. Give early, give often. So when you're providing housing, do you have your own housing, or are you helping people get into apartments that you're helping to manage?
So Revive Outreach, we do have our own housing. So we have several houses throughout the St. Louis area. And so they are owned by our organization. So we do have relationships and partnerships with banks and some real estate companies where these houses may either be donated to us or maybe they're offered to us at a lower rate than they would be because we are a nonprofit organization.
Right.
So we do own all of our properties, and we are able to put these people into our transition housing and charge them at a rate that is going to be affordable, because our goal is to help them succeed and not charge them market rate rent, because that's the issue, is that they may not be able to afford that. And so our goal is to make sure that they are able to pay their rent, pay their utilities, find a job, save their money, so then at some point, maybe a year or two, whatever their plan is, they are self-sufficient and they can go out on their own, and now they can handle their own home, pay their own rent. It's not subsidized. They should be able to be back into the market, back into the community, right? And be on their own and not need the supportive services that we have provided them for the last year or two.
That's fabulous. So how many people are you housing at any given time?
Any given time, probably about 15.
About 15. That
Yes.
is wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. So now we have an understanding of who you are and what Revive does.
Yes.
Tell us about Give STL Day. What are you hoping for today?
We are hoping today that the donations we receive, so they're going to help us with our transitional housing. And so we provide those services at a lower cost so that these people don't have to worry about beds and food and clothing. So we furnish the houses. We also have career programs, and so these donations will help facilitate our programs, which requires pamphlet, books, forms, binders, because we also do a workplace simulation, and so we do some training, so that would also help go towards the workplace simulation that we provide to these people that may not have any job skills. So we try to make sure that not only are they getting their resumes together, they're looking for the job, but we also try to give them some sort of modified training so that they're ready to go into the work world. So the donations will help with our workplace simulation. It's going to help with our transition housing. We also offer them care bags. So these people may come and they may need soap, lotion, toothbrush, toothpaste. So the care bags are going for the men or the women. So we have those big baskets and it has everything that they need to be able to, be ready.
Right. Right. We all need to brush our teeth.
Yeah.
And not everybody has
And it makes
the resources.
people, it makes them feel good, right? When they come in, they get a fresh, clean shower, fresh linen, fresh clothes. They get to wash their hair, and so it makes them feel good.
Right. And we all feel better when we feel fresh, right?
Absolutely.
So you really cover the gamut.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
great.
hoping that people understand that we're here for the community, because there are so many homeless people, or so many people that are at risk at being homeless, and they just need help. Some people just need the tiniest things. The smallest donation goes a long way, right?
Well,
and that helps us help people.
Dayon, I talk a lot about, as the live stream producer here, trying to drive engagement and telling people to comment and share and all that stuff. But, having done this for years and years, I think what we really understand is that a lot of the people that might be in need of your services, we know that they're watching.
Exactly.
We know that they're listening, right?
Exactly.
We know, like we just talked about with Safe Connections as well, that same idea that organizations like yours can definitely see a boost, not just in donations for Give STL Day, but also in need when people learn more about what you guys are offering. So
yes. And so we can help more people too, because with limited funds, we can only help a certain amount of people. So with the additional donations, we actually can expand and help a lot more people than what we can do in our capacity.
we want to say thank you so much for taking the time this morning, and wish you the best of luck with your Give STL Day
Thank you
efforts.
so much.
Thanks for being here. Back in 60 seconds. Give STL Day is powered by the St. Louis Community Foundation. Thank you to our giving partner, the Burgess Family Foundation. And thank you to our Give STL Day sponsors, Purina, Watlow, Cardinals Care, 5 on Your Side, First Alert 4, Outfront, St. Louis Magazine, St. Louis Business Journal, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and the STLCF Board of Directors.
May 9th is the St. Louis Community Foundation's Give STL Day, a 24-hour celebration that supports nonprofits and makes a difference. Give online now at www.givestlday.org.
Good morning. Hello. Mike's back up. It's Christian, the Giving Day guy. Hello from Union Station. What a beautiful day. Look, if you're looking for something to do today, number one, you should be donating. But number two, you should come down and hang out here at Union Station and just be part of this. Elizabeth, there's so much open space here. We are so grateful to our hosts from Union Station, and we're going to talk with Tammy from the aquarium at 3 p.m. today. This is if you're watching from outside of St. Louis, we are in Elizabeth, the quintessential St. Louis spot. This is it.
Right. This is Union Station. It's one of it's a renovated old train station, and we're in the middle of we've got the amusement park and the Ferris wheel on the side. If you donate today and you bring your donation receipt down, you get 10% off on the Ferris wheel. It's worth it. It's so much fun to be up at the top of St. Louis. I'm sitting in front of a bed of irises that's absolutely gorgeous. And most importantly, to my right, I have Muriel Smith, the executive director of the St. Louis Area Diaper Bank. And let me tell you, the Diaper Bank, I remember when it started maybe 6-7 years ago, and we were all like, that's something we hadn't really thought about, that people don't have money for diapers, and kids need diapers, and families need to feel like they can give kids what they need. And then when you added in period products, it was like, oh, period products, they're really expensive. Not everybody can afford that, and women need these, right? So the work that the St. Louis Area Diaper Bank does is really important to children and women and families. And we're so glad you're here, Muriel, to tell us a little more about what you're up to.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth. Actually, this is our 10th anniversary this year.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting old.
So we're hoping to raise $10,000 in honor of our 10-year anniversary of serving the St. Louis region. And like you were saying, we started with diapers and distributing diapers to families in need throughout the St. Louis region. And then in 2020, we added our period program to start providing period kits to individuals that need period kits on a regular basis.
And one of the things I love is that you give period kits to schools, to high schools for their girls.
Right, yeah, middle schools and high schools. So yeah, kids usually miss school if they don't have the products that they need. So it really helps when they're able to get those products at school and be able to come to school, know that they have those, and not worry about not having them and staying at home.
Yeah, and feeling comfortable while you're in class.
Yes.
Or for people who aren't in school anymore, comfortable at work.
Right.
And tell me about your distribution model, because it's a really great distribution model. You're not standing on the corners passing out diapers, are you?
We are not, Elizabeth. We actually partner with 75 different organizations and agencies throughout the St. Louis region. They are providing other much needed services that the people they're serving need. So Nurses for Newborns, BJC, SSM, Mission St. Louis, they're all providing valued resources to people that need them. So we partner with them, we provide them with the diapers and the period supplies. They distribute them to their clients, and in some cases, like the St. Louis County Library and St. Louis Public Library, they're distributing them to whomever needs them and comes to those branches and gets them.
Wow, think about that. You go to the library for book time, and you're going to get a book for your child, but you also are going to be able to take your little one home knowing that they're dry and there's the healthiness that comes from having clean diapers. That's pretty amazing.
That's right, yeah.
And you work with early childhood centers too, right?
Yes, we work with, they were one of our first partners that we were working with when we first started 10 years ago. Because most early childhood centers, you have to take a supply of diapers to the center every week in order for your child to be enrolled there. And so that's a barrier for some families that can't afford diapers to take to childcare and also for home. So the diapers that we give, they can take those to the child care centers and know that their child is there, they can go to work, their child will get early childhood education, and it really helps with that.
That is fantastic. So, it's Give STL Day. I don't know if you all knew that. Give STL Day, www.givestl.org. So tell me, what are you hoping for from today's event?
Well, we're hoping to raise $10,000 in honor of our 10-year anniversary.
Yep.
We have a lot of diapers that we need to purchase for all the families that we serve. We distribute about close to 3.5 million diapers annually, and that serves about 66,000 families.
Wow.
So this $10,000 would really allow us to, continue serving those families and really help us to do that.
And $10,000, it sounds like a lot, but let's break it down. We could do $1,000 an hour. That's not that much. We can do that. We've got more than 10 hours left, but we would really much prefer to finish it off much sooner, right?
That's right, Elizabeth. We'd be very grateful for that.
Excuse me. So as you think about that, what do you want people out there to know that we haven't talked about yet?
Well, I want them to know that the diaper need just across the U.S. has increased over the past 14 years. So in 2010, it was 1 in 3 families were struggling with diaper need. It is now 1 in 2 families are struggling with diaper need. So it is not getting better, and diaper banks really are struggling to keep up with the need in our different communities. And so it's great to be here on Give STL Day so that people can kind of learn about what we do and understand what the need is. Even though we're distributing 3.5 million diapers, I would say we probably could distribute another 3.5 million diapers because we have so much need in our community.
3.5 million diapers. That is an amazing number of diapers. And I don't know if you've ever priced diapers. They are not cheap.
They are not.
They're not cheap. And how many period kits?
We will distribute close to 1 million period kits this year.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Think about the number of women and babies that you are working with. Do you have a story that you can share with us? Something?
Yeah, we get so many calls in our office from families looking for diapers and period kits, and the one that sticks with me is there was a father who called and they had twins. And I mean, that's twice as many diapers as you would need for one child. And so, he called and he was saying that, they didn't know where they would be able to get diapers. They have 2 babies now. And he was just really looking for resources. And I thought that was great because it was the father, it was the dad calling instead of the mom to find out how he could, get diapers for his children.
Isn't that wonderful? Parents are parents, and parents love their kids, and they want what they need for their kids.
Yep.
What a great service you're providing. $10,000, folks. We can do $10,000 for the diaper bank.
We can totally do $10,000.
Totally
Maybe we can do $20,000. We got to double it up for the twins,
double
right?
it up, so that they don't have to wait another 10 years.
Right, yeah.
$20,000.
Muriel,
Okay, folks, get out there.
Thank you so much for being here. We wish you the best of luck on Give
Thank you.
STL Day.
Thank you so much.
Great to meet you.
Good to see you, Muriel. Most of the time we see each other in boxes.
Yes.
So it's good to see you in person.
Happy Give STL Day 2024. Hey, my name is Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy. feeling a little more energetic because we got our first break of the day coming up at 11, which will give you plenty of time to jump online and make your donations to all of the wonderful organizations that we have heard from so far today. I know Elizabeth's going to be lining up her donations later on today. If you haven't already, you haven't made your donations yet.
Throughout the day.
She dribbles them in throughout the day. She says, I bring your mic back up. Yeah, that's the way to do it. You know, and I think our job here, Elizabeth, is to keep pulling at the heartstrings to make you want to donate more and more and more. And that's what we're about to do here with our friends from Marcy's Project.
From Marcy's Project. I am so excited to hear about Marcy's Project. And I don't know, this basket of fruits and vegetables, I guess there's a lemon in there too. These are real and they are gorgeous. And I want.
Wait, those are real?
Those are real.
Oh.
I'm wanting a salad for lunch. Okay, so we have with us today Wendy and Greg from Marcy's Project, and we're so excited to hear from you about what you do. So you are providing fresh fruits and vegetables and food for folks in St. Charles County, is that right?
That's part of it. We are 100% volunteer. We have 4 main projects that we work on. We have Marcy's Kids, Marcy's Market, and Marcy's Milestones, but here today talk about Marcy's Meals. It's a project that started with 20 families a month that we take care of, and now we're up to 70, and Wendy can tell you a little bit more in detail.
Yeah, we were talking about this on the way here. It started during COVID, and we were trying to, instead of just giving people like, here's some non-perishables, give them an actual kit that they could make meals, healthy meals on a budget. And it has grown and evolved over the years, and we're up to serving 70 families a month right now.
Wow.
So every month they get a recipe book and they get a shopping list, and they get all of the recipes and spices to make 4 to 5 dinners and a big breakfast for under $60.
That's great. You've
So-
got to show the spices again. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
there's
everybody can see.
spices in
The
there.
little spice packet.
Can you see them?
That's great. Bring it down a little bit. It's
Yeah.
underneath. There we go.
There it is. There's the spices, and there is the shopping list. We do post this on our Facebook page and our website, so that families that aren't able to get in to sign up can go and try it themselves. And we archive everything, so it's all out there for people to try.
That's fabulous. That's wonderful. You've got such a distinctive name, Marcy's Project. Tell us a little bit about how you got this name, Marcy.
Well, Marcy's a real person. She was an 80-year-old lady that we met, and she told us about a family that she was taking care of out in St. Charles County. Marcy was moving to Texas with her daughter and was concerned she didn't have anybody to take care of that family, and Wendy said, we'll do it. And it started with just a Thanksgiving dinner. It turned into Christmas, and when we found out the need of that family, it really started us to dig and see, there's got to be others out there, there's got to be other ways we can help, and that's kind of what led to Marcy's Project. Marcy, she knows what we do. She's back in Missouri, but she's just an inspiration. She's inspired us to do this. She told us 2 things. You have friends that want to help, they just don't know how, and boy was she right. The amount of people that we have that have stepped up is unbelievable, and our volunteers are beyond compare. And then she also told us, don't judge. Their normal is not your normal.
True.
And those are kind of the guidelines that we focus on.
Well, and if you think about that, hunger oftentimes goes unrecognized, right? And we oftentimes think of St. Charles County as, that's not that wealthy county.
Oh, yeah.
But hunger is everywhere.
It is. And I think that, our first family, who's still with us today, really opened our eyes to the need in our community. And, we have grown from our home to doing outdoor markets, to storage units, to a 5,300 square foot facility in less than 3 years.
Wow.
So it's good and bad, right? It's good that we have funding and love from the community to be able to grow, but not great that we have such a need in St. Charles County that's not being addressed.
And it's right in our backyard.
Yeah.
That was probably the most eye-opening thing to us, is it was 10 minutes from where we live. And it's all throughout the county. It's just not, in the city of St. Louis or in the county of St. It's in our metro area.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And I love that Marcy told you, and that you took to heart this lack of judgment, that people are people, People love their kids.
Right.
People want to live a good life. People want to eat yummy food.
Yep. They do.
Love that.
Well, and I think also you don't know people's circumstances, and I think we learned that during COVID.
Yep.
That someone with a six-figure job could lose their job and have no income and have the bills of a six-figure and find themselves in need all of a sudden for the first time. It is one of the reasons that we do not require referrals or financials. We hope to stay that way. It also means we can't apply for big grants because of the rules, but we don't want to turn away anyone in need. And that's where we hope to move in the future and continue to.
Guys, Elizabeth, I just want to jump in here real quick. Give a voice to our folks that are watching from home.
Lovely quote.
Laverne Britton says, do we know Laverne? She says, Marcy's project is an awesome, or if you don't, you'll know her now, an awesome organization. We can make a difference one kind act at a time. Our volunteers are super supportive, so look us up, Marcy's project.
Yeah, thank you, Laverne, so sweet.
And
thank you.
how true is that one kind act at a time? And one kind act can be a $10 donation or a $25 donation or a $100 donation or a $10,000 donation. But anyway, so Marcy's project, Wendy and Greg, we were starting to move into that. You were saying you're not always able to apply for big grants because of that non-judgment. You're not collecting some of that demographic information.
Correct.
What does that mean for something like Give STL Day? How does that change what you look for?
Well, I mean, it's huge for us because the amount of money that we hope to raise today will help to fund this program. This is just this is $60,000 if we can meet our goal of 100 families by the end of the year, and then sustain that into next year. So just that, and that's just the food. That doesn't count all the other things that go into the cost, but it's just one of the projects. So it's huge for us to get, and it's also to get the word out. We've grown so much in just 3 years. We just continue to grow. She mentioned 5,300 square feet. We're busting at the seams. I mean, it's not going to be our forever home, that's for sure, because it's not sustainable.
Yeah. Well, and as you say, it's wonderful that you're there. It's wonderful you're providing this, but it's really tough to see that kind of need. I think that the kids programs you're running, I mean, that's kind of the solution, right? We work with the kids.
Yeah. Well, and I think, meals, obviously, a lot of our families cook the meals with their children. So the kids have, they're part of it, and they're more apt to eat the healthier vegetables if they're in the process of making the meals with their families. We also have a birthday club. We do Easter, homecoming, prom, Christmas. We say it's about the children.
It's all about the children.
It's all about the children.
That's for Jimmy.
So.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. Let's get you out on this. Favorite vegetable?
Ooh, avocado.
Oh, avocado.
Broccoli. Love broccoli.
Oh, broccoli.
These two know the way to my heart. Those are
I was
both.
about to say, I'm going to throw an artichoke in there.
I think we're approaching lunchtime here, too.
I'm getting ready for a really good salad. I mean, you guys out in Facebook stream land really should see these fruits and vegetables. They're gorgeous.
They do look really, really great on camera and especially here in person. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Really
Thanks for
appreciate
having
you
us.
taking the
Thank
time.
you, Greg, and thank you to Marcy for her inspiration.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Terrific. Take care.
We'll be back in 60 seconds. But first to Lisa Davis. She says, have you been on yet, Laura Pappas? I just started watching. Nope. She's coming up next. See you in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Give STL Day Live. Laura's here. We're getting Laura ready. She's going to host in a few minutes, or actually starting at 12 o'clock, right? You're hosting at 12 o'clock. But first, Laura's going to be back on Puppy Cam here, which I don't know which one of those things you like better. I'm going to turn this camera back right side up. Again, this is how live video works, Elizabeth. Like, we are making the magic happen. And we want to say thank you to Laura for the impending Puppy Cam. All right, you take this. Let's show you what Puppy Cam is here. There she goes. And there is Rubia.
So much like my dog. I'm just thinking Dante would want to meet his sister or something. Right before we took this little break and switched organizations, we saw the post, Laura Pappas, have you been on yet? Well, we are introducing Laura Pappas from Needy Paws Rescue, and Joni, who is has our friend Rubia with her. So, Laura, Needy Paws, you guys do kind of a lot to rescue puppies and rescue dogs. We call them puppies at my house, no matter how old they are, and find them good homes. Tell us a little bit about that work.
Well, first I want to thank you for having us. I am the founder and executive director of Needy Paws Rescue. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. And we have rescued over 7,100 dogs. And so we take in dogs from everywhere, from the rural areas, sometimes from our St. Louis City and County animal controls. But we also just started a spay and neuter program in the rural areas. So right now we are giving money to those areas to spay and neuter 20 dogs, which will save us from having 120 puppies, basically. And then we also are involved in the Puppies for Parole program, where we send our dogs to prison, and they are trained by the inmates, and they stay there for 12 weeks. And Rubia is a graduate of the prison for, Puppies for Parole program. So she knows a lot of tricks. She probably won't do all of them now, but...
And she's busy seeing another dog right now.
Oh yeah, she just saw another dog.
Oh boy.
And then we spend about $20,000 a month on medical bills, which adds up to about $240,000 a year. And we are also a member of the Guide Star program, so we have our Platinum Seal, and so we are transparent. We also have about 41,000 followers on our Facebook page, which is Needy Paws Rescue, St. Louis, Missouri. And then, of course, they can always go to our needypaws.org and look at our pets that are up for adoption. And I mean, let's see, what else do I have?
There's a lot that you guys have going on. I love that Puppies for Parole project. It must be hard, though, after those 12 weeks for the people still in prison to say goodbye to their puppies.
You know, they really do get attached, but they love the program. And in fact, we just brought home 8 last Thursday, and we're sending more down in May 17th. So we'll be sending 8 more down to the program.
That's wonderful. Okay, so you talked a little bit about those vet bills. I know that they're high. And I also know that you're 100% volunteer based.
Right.
So today, my understanding is most of what you're looking for is funding for the vet bills. Is that right?
That and our new spay and neuter program. We just started it 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow, it's really new.
Yes, very new. And I mean, you just wouldn't believe how many dogs are in the rural areas. And this is to help even people that own their own dog but can't afford to get it spayed. Because that's where people contact us, networkers contact us daily. Can you save this dog? Can you take this one? And we can only take them if we have fosters for them. So we always need fosters. That's a biggie. If we could get more fosters, we could save more dogs.
We could save more dogs. I'm going to come back to that, but one of the things you said about the spay and neuter program and how many puppies it keeps from being born. One of the things I've heard from some of the animal organizations in town is that a lot of rural dogs get brought to the APA or the Humane Society or some of the others to be adopted, to you guys, to be adopted out.
Yes.
Are you bringing in animals from rural areas?
Yes, we bring in a lot from all over. In fact, Rubia came from Park Hills Animal Control. So, we go Poplar Bluff, Jonesburg, Missouri, Fair Dealing, Missouri, Iberia, Missouri, just all over. We get them from everywhere.
Well, guys, Kayla Weiss says she is watching with her Needy Paws foster, Bo. Do we remember Bo?
Kayla, yes, of course.
Tell me about Bo.
Bo is supposedly part Great Dane, so he's a big boy, and he's been in our rescue for, I think, almost a year, which is sad. So he really would love a home of his own. We have a few dogs like that. We have one dog, Kira, who we've had for 3 years, over 3 years. And there's nothing wrong with her. She's a great dog. She's a black and white pit bull.
Yeah.
Well, we need to find a forever home for Bo.
Yes, yes, for sure.
And for your pit, because as we saw earlier, pit bulls are actually lovely animals. So to that end, how do we find foster families or adoptive families for your puppies?
They can go to our website and fill out a foster application at needypaws.org, but we give them everything they need to foster. So we give them the crate, the food, the treats, the toys, monthly heartworm and flea preventative, everything. So all they have to do is provide a home for the dog.
We want to say thank you guys so much for being here. What a wonderful cause. I think this is 3 dogs we've seen today, and just every time I'm melting down. So.
And a chicken.
And a chicken. Thank you guys. We wish you the very best of luck. And to all of the Needy Paws fans watching on Facebook, we see you too. Lisa Davis says, way to go, Needy Paws. So
www.givestlday.org. Support Needy Paws. Support any of the other organizations you've seen here today. Support your favorite nonprofit. Just get online, give early, give often, give often. Give often. Dribble it out throughout the day the way I do.
Back in 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. This is Give STL Day Live.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome back to Union Station. My name is Chris Strubb, the Giving Day guy. Thank you for watching along with us. What a beautiful day it's been so far. And Elizabeth, we've got lots more to do in this hour. Throw it back to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, how fun is this? Such a gorgeous day. It's make that donation before you go and eat your lunch outside or whatever you're going to do to get out on this incredibly beautiful day. And we are very, very happy to have Guardian Angel Settlement Association with us today. They also were at Nonprofit Night at the Armory last night. So, that's a lot of Giving STL Day. We appreciate it. And we hope that you all out there appreciate too and give to Guardian Angel Settlement Association and everybody else that we're talking to today. Okay, tell us, I have had the pleasure of, being sort of peripherally involved with Guardian Angel for several years, but I know a little bit about what you do with your little ones up on Van de Ventnor and some of the other social programs that you run out of South City. So Fill it in.
Absolutely. So at Guardian Angel, we serve roughly 4,000 people a year. Our under-resourced neighbors, be it families or individuals or seniors throughout the St. Louis area. And we have a North Campus that was just mentioned is our Child Development Center on North Van Deventer, where we have 177 little ones ages 6 weeks to 5 years old. And we are a Head Start, early Head Start partner, one of the largest in the state. And we provide everything for our kids, including free tuition for their families. And also we provide all of their hot meals, their clothing if they need it, their school supplies and all of that as well. So it's really exciting.
So many things that,
Yeah.
that we do at North Campus, but I mean, as she mentioned, we also have our South Campus, which is right off of Jefferson and Cherokee, and there are some amazing things that we're doing there to support our neighbors. We have a client choice food pantry that we operate that has both daytime, evening, and extended weekend hours, where we're supporting people to meet them where they are. We're providing emergency assistance through utility and rental assistance. We have a full clothing closet that allows individuals to shop for the entire family and sometimes even get a few household items or just some additional things they need. And then lastly, we have lots of education that is happening at that location, making sure that we are providing not just the resource, but the education to make sure that people know how to access those resources.
You know, I owe you both a huge old apology because I was so excited to talk about what you do that I forgot to introduce you.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. So Riona Wise, our
Yes.
CEO and president, and Kirsten Brosh, our Senior Director of Development, are
Yes.
with us today from Guardian Angel Settlement Association. We've been hearing about the early childhood, the early Head Start on North Campus, and about some of the social services out of South Campus. So my apologies, my mother would be appalled.
Oh, no worries.
Anyway.
We're so excited about the mission we forgot to.
I know.
And you
it's
still
all-
got it in, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we still got it.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about the kids, it's all about the families, it's all about the people that you work with. And you have worked with for how many years? You're one of the oldest settlement houses, aren't you?
We are. We will be 166 this August.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing? 166 years. And you were originally started by the Daughters of Charity. Can you talk a little bit, and those are the women religious of the Vincentian orders, for those of you who want to know these things. Can you talk a little bit about how that faith tradition shows up in your mission today?
So, I mean, a lot of it is about serving others, right? So, I mean, the Daughters of Charity who still show up, you know, every year we have an individual on our board that sits on our board from the Daughters of Charity. But, I mean, essentially it's about making sure that we are serving others, that we are thinking about others' needs and not only our own, as well as, you know, making sure that when there is a need that comes up, that we are, you know, evaluating, and, you know, I talk about this a lot, evaluating not just what we think a person needs, but being able to communicate and ask individuals what it is they need and meeting them right where they are. So that piece is very essential to just serving others.
Neighbors serving neighbors.
Yes.
Neighbors serving neighbors. And that, you know, I think that really is the core to how settlement houses, settlement associations, I guess is what we use today, and how you lean into that original set of values.
Yes.
Yes.
So today is Give STL Day.
Sure
Nobody
is.
had noticed. And so tell us about what you're raising money for today.
Oh wow! So I think we have a whole list.
We do, yes. So we've set a $10,000 goal today, which is very exciting. And you can do anything from providing, you know, something like a crock pot for our neighbors to promote healthy eating. We even do classes to help them use the food from our food pantry to prepare in their crock pots, to providing full tuition and cost of care for 2 children at our Child Development Center, and everything in between. And so we have a lot of different levels for wherever you feel moved to give. We appreciate every gift, no matter the size, and we're very excited to participate in Give STL Day.
And one of the things that I kind of talked about, we began to talk to people about what they needed, and we also learned that a lot of individuals that, you know, may either be unhoused or possibly may have shelter, but may just need that extra support.
Yeah.
They actually need air mattresses. So that's something that we asked the community where the need was, and, you know, just kind of having an air mattress that they can blow up and then, you know, bring back down, but actually have something so that they sleep well. And we all know how important it is to get good sleep.
Yes. Chris particularly today. So
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Let's just say hey, you know. So think about that. We always say that one of the best things about Give STL Day is you can give a $10 donation and make a difference. You can give a $10,000 donation and hit their goal and make a difference. But think about this. How much is an air mattress? 50 bucks? How much is a crock pot? You can get them at Target sometimes for 20 bucks. Think about that little donation that you can make. You don't have to hit $10,000, but it is their community coming together to support organizations like Guardian Angel Settlement Association with little donations, with medium donations, with big donations. Everybody has a part to play today. Everybody has a part to play in the incredible work that you all are doing.
Thank
you.
you.
Haven't been to the Early Childhood Center, it's been a couple years since I've been up there, but it's bright, it's loads of windows. It's a place where kids feel good, where families feel welcome and loved.
And you need to come back.
I need to come back.
We've got some amazing things. We just opened up a new library. We have a new STEM lab, as well as a family service support center. So there's a lot of great things that are happening. So
And
she's got one interview to go, and that's it. So I don't know what you're doing at 11:15 there, Elizabeth. But
there you go.
Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it, and we wish you the best of luck on Give STL Day 2024.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know it's been a hot minute.
Welcome back to St. Louis. It's Chris Strubb, the Giving Day guy. We're going to roll right into our next organization here. Elizabeth, are we ready to rock and roll?
We're ready to rock and roll.
Let's kick it off with a video to set the tone, and then we'll hear some.
Discover the vibrant tapestry of Black history at the Griot Museum in St. Louis. Immerse yourself in compelling exhibits celebrating the rich heritage, resilience, and achievements of Black communities. From pivotal historical moments to inspiring cultural contributions, our museum brings stories to life. Engage with artifacts, multimedia displays, and educational programs that illuminate the African American experience. Join us on a journey of enlightenment and empowerment. The Griot Museum of Black History awaits, where every exhibit is a testament to the enduring spirit of a proud and influential community.
Okay, everybody, I think we are back. What a great little introduction to the Griot Museum of Black History. You know, the St. Louis Community Foundation took a field trip last year in 2023 and went down to visit the Griot Museum, and it is a gem. And we are so excited to have Usman Gay, the Community Engagement Fellow, and Nisa, I didn't get you on class.
No worries, Adams.
Nisa Adams, our Visitor Services person, here today to tell us about the Griot Museum. So, hold it. We're going to hold just a sec while they mic up. Okay, we're ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so You know, the Griot Museum, it's up there on the north side. It's a little gem in the rough. It's really close to the new NGA. And it's got a wonderful history, and it tells the history of Black people in St. Louis. How would each of you describe what you all are doing at the Griot Museum?
Yeah, well, it's been a treat getting to work at the Griot. I started there just last year with their community engagement and doing that sort of work. I think I was really intrigued by it being the oldest Black History Museum in the city of St. Louis, which not that many people know. But really my work is just how do I continue to uplift the stories that are in the museum. There are a lot of figures from St. Louis that people know, Josephine Baker, Miles Davis, but a lot of folks that are still alive today and doing impactful work. So it's especially my favorite time when I get to work with local artists, authors, thinkers in the city to really show what is happening in the city today and what is history that's being made today. Yeah.
That's great.
Hi. So I also graduated from Missouri State in 2022, and then from there I started at the Griot in April, so I'm the most recent hire. Being a museum studies major, it was a no-brainer to be able to work at an institution like this. It being a Black History Museum, me being born and raised in St. Louis. My first time going to Griot in 2019, I was just like astounded by the amount of work that was put into each of the figures, the history that was pulled, but understanding that we have so much amazing Black history in the city that to have an institute that starts to encapsulate that is beautiful. On my end of things for visitor services stuff, being able to bring any types of groups or any capacities to the museum, being able to have volunteers to be able to like share the amount of work that we do to a community-based level, and pretty much making sure that like anyone who comes through our doors, whether externally or internally, we're able to accommodate them and say like we are a premier spot for Black history in the Midwest, Nashville, all of that, but we have a lot of history to be able to tell about the city. So
we do have a lot of history. We do have a lot of history that needs to be told and sometimes gets passed over or given one little part of an exhibit here or there. So to have a whole museum dedicated to Black history, somewhat nationwide, but mostly here in St. Louis, it's a really wonderful place. If you haven't been there, you really, really should go. So when we think about what you all are doing, you mentioned you have 80 or so groups a year come in. Kids, adults, who are these folks that are coming to see your museum?
Yeah, I mean, really a range, but I'll let you speak on it more.
Yeah, so to be quite honest with you, we have folks as young as like kindergarten students, because I had Dunbar Elementary come, as high to like grad students. We have different corporate institutes that come to the museum, different folks. Last year we were part of the Counter Public series, so our newest sculpture, Sase 3. A lot of people nationally and internationally were coming to the museum to see the sculpture and then to see the museum itself. It's a lot of different communities that we do engage with at the museum, and I think it's wonderful to know that we're able to accommodate just as many people as we are.
And I think another really good strength of the museum is because you have the figures in there that they're sort of like visualizing the story, even if you're not able to like read everything, and especially for a lot of our younger groups, they just get to see these figures and get to think of the history that they embody, and I think that's really, really special.
And when we say the figures, tell for those who haven't been there, what do you mean by the figures?
So we originally opened as the Black World Wax History Museum in 1997. So we feature many life-size wax figures. A couple of the figures, including Percy Green and Sherman George, were actually live cast at the museum. So Miss Lois actually did a majority of the figures, and they came in, had their likeness cast, and then she created the rest of the figure around them. So if you see them or you know what they look like and you see their figures in the museum, it is uncanny how similar they look.
And Miss Lois is Lois Conley, the long-term, I think, founding
Founder
executive
and
director of the museum.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Give STL Day. You're raising money.
We are.
Tell us what you're looking for today.
Well, we got tons of things, just everyday ways that folks can support with our programs, our outreach, but we have a couple different programs coming down the pipeline that we recently announced that we're really excited about. One of them is the Alice M. Wyndham collection. Alice M. Wyndham was a St. Louis native. She was roommates with Maya Angelou. She was contemporaries with the W.E.B. Du Bois family. She actually helped organize a lot of Malcolm X's trips to Ghana, and a lot of those images that historians and researchers still talk about today were taken by Alice Wyndham, but she's not a figure that is as well known. She did die, unfortunately, a couple years ago, God rest her soul, but we were able to work with the family to actually get her estate and acquire that estate. So we're now in the process of ensuring that we're able to preserve that collection and make sure that folks are able to research her work, because she's really, really important, I think, to civil rights history. And so that is really our biggest project right now. And so we really hope that folks can help us in sort of the bringing of resources to the museum so we can make sure that generations to come can get to experience the work that she did.
That's great. So you're looking for funding to help support not restoration, but the
preservation.
Preservation.
Yes.
There's the word. The preservation of Alice Wyndham's material.
We got
legacy.
tens of thousands of books, photography, microfilm, slides, you name it. We've got it.
That's great. How fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, just to scratch the surface of like the materials that we do have like in our archives from her alone. She herself is her own archivist, because like down to just like the names, the dates, the places, who people were, like every single thing that like for a conservationist you would need to know long term, we have those contents. So it's beautiful.
That's great. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, well, before we sign off, anything else you want us to know or you want the public to know about the griot?
Yeah, I mean, we really just want folks to come and visit. We're open Tuesdays through Saturdays, 10 to 5 on St. Louis Avenue, the city's namesake street. And we're there to help answer any questions to really bridge the gap between St. Louis's history and the history that's being made today. And so we really invite folks to come out to the museum to get to learn a little bit more about what's going on in their city.
Well, shout out to your team that's keeping things together while you guys are out here having fun this morning, right?
Gonna go back there right after that.
Got it.
That. Stop at Crown Candy on the way. That's the thing you can do. You can go to Crown Candy on your way to or from the griot.
Make a whole day out of it.
Thank you guys so much for being here. It's a pleasure to meet you, and it sounds like a wonderful, wonderful place.
Thank you
for
so
being
much
here.
for having us, and please come support.
Yes. www.givestlday.org.
All right, back in 60 seconds.
Thank you.
Are we back in 60 seconds?
This is Give STL Day 2024 live. We are done with the guests for this hour, and we are 8 minutes past when I thought we were going to start a break, but I wanted to take a moment just to thank you, Elizabeth, for doing such a wonderful job of hosting this morning and, of course, last year. I get to work with a lot of really cool people through the different giving days that I work with around the country, and I think everyone watching at home or the folks watching in the office, I think we all, and everyone, of course, here, really appreciate your energy and the enthusiasm that you bring to all of these conversations. And so I really look forward to working with you every year and seeing you. It's a pleasure. It really is.
It really is, Chris. And, I have the best job in the world because I get to work with the nonprofit organizations in St. Louis, and a whole lot of them, and you have seen the really special people doing important work, from Black history to classical music to working with abused women to the homeless to a chicken. And you know what? We love this. It is so much fun to be able to highlight and show the spotlight on these nonprofits. And Chris, you make it so much fun. You make it so easy. We enjoy having you here.
Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And I am going to go curl up in a little ball now for about 40 minutes until we come back.
A little break and maybe some lunch. Okay, but by the time I get to my office, I want to see 1.5 million. I want to see that 1.5 million before I get back to my office. Take care, everyone. Have a good break, Chris.
We'll see you again next year, but we'll be back soon. Give STL Day 2024 live.
May 9th is the St. Louis Community Foundation's Give STL Day, a 24-hour celebration that supports nonprofits and makes a difference. Give online now at www.givestlday.org.